YouTube. Woo! Hey folks, Lester and Jamie here. And how did y'all like that music we had on hold?
Yeah, hold on.
Thank
We're late.
Thank you, Miss Rebecca. Thank you, Miss Rebecca. I hope that you enjoyed that. That was all for you.
Sorry we're late because someone named Rebecca on YouTube said it would be really great if we could have elevator music. And at the very last minute, Lester throws it all together.
I can do that.
And he's like, I love elevator music. I can make that happen.
I can make that happen.
And then we were late.
So, Jamie, I got to go change my hat because as you can see, my hat starts off here and it starts falling down. That's because of dogs. I will be right back. You just keep on talking.
Wait, you don't want any howdy doody screenshots to happen?
No, dogs.
There's a lot going on here. A lot of dogs under feet. A lot of animals excited that we're home. It's been a long last 24 hours of spending time with Voodoo, and we had a dog sitter. So they're excited that we're here, and they're a little bit underfoot, but all is well. Everyone here is doing really well. We had a lot going on today and a lot coming up this week that I know that we're going to sit here and talk about, but Lester's looking for the perfect hat right now. He probably should have just taken Eugene's hat, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Do you know how freaky it is to walk into a room and seeing half a man sitting there when you don't think that anyone should be in that room? Like maybe a dog, maybe. And then you walk in and...
How about this one? I had to look long and hard for this.
I was like, normally there's 500 hats sitting out everywhere.
Well, I have a hat right there. Put that hat over here and I'll tell you why I can't wear it, because of some crazy lady. We have a crazy lady who says she's not going to watch any more of my videos because I'm wearing my MAGA hat. This is what she's talking about because it's red. And I says, lady, it says Cog Hill Farm.
So now we get this.
So now you get this because that lady was freaking out because I'm making my page political.
Now we have Guy Ferrari.
I told Jason, I sent him a message to Jason, to Dutch, to Dan. I says, everyone, I said, hey, what's all this stuff Jason's trying to do? Why is Jason doing this to us for? Trying to run off my viewers because I'm wearing a mock. That says Cog Hill Farm. Poor Jason can't even wear the color red now. And Lester has to put on a camouflage hat with hair. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in today's world, Jamie. I just have to laugh, y'all. It is crazy. You just have to laugh, friends. I'm going to go ahead and hide Rebecca's comment. Rebecca, thank you for that musical idea. I think that we'll start doing it on a regular basis. Some elevator music while everyone's on hold, waiting for us to start. We're sitting here in the green room, waiting until 8 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, Rebecca has an idea. She wants some elevator music. I can do that. So I literally got my phone and put it together in like 30 seconds. That was easy and fun.
That's the Lester Morrow way. Quick and easy. What? You shaved.
I did. I mean, I shaved. I got the tweezers and I plucked hairs. I cut my nails.
You have a date tonight?
I shaved. I trimmed everything. Guys, I am clean. I'm clean.
He didn't do that for me.
I like to call it clean. Let me turn this a little bit. We do have two devices going. Well, that's the wrong way. We have two devices going tonight, friends. We have our up and down version. If you like the up and down version, and there are some people that love the up and down, that would be on our Facebook. And then we also have the side-by-side version, the horizontal, they call it, which we have on the tube. And we're playing this one on the tube on all three channels, which would be Suits to Boots, Longhorn Lester's, and I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. However, on the up and down, we're only allowed to do one because Facebook does not share content with anybody. They will not. They what do they call it? Exclusive. They only want exclusive. If you share with anybody else, you're going to be in trouble. But let's not talk about that. There's a lot of things going on. But just so you know, if you like to watch it this way, like on your TV or your device, you'll have to go to the tube for that. And you can do that on any of the three channels. But if you like it up and down, then we have that for you also on the I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. Now, what were you saying about Cog Hill?
I wasn't saying anything about Cog Hill. You said
Let's
it.
get on. Let's just ride them for a little bit. I said it, but let's just go ahead and stay on them for a little bit.
I didn't say any of that. I'm jealous. I told you in the car today a few things about Cog Hill.
Someone
Do you want me to repeat those things?
No, hold on. This is funny. Someone says, let's no longer say Facebook because that also gets us in trouble. Let's just call it the up and down. We'll call them the up and down.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, I don't remember you talking about Cog Hill today in the car. We were in the car for a long time.
We talked about their wagon today, remember?
Oh, yeah.
How they parked their wagon out front and how I loved their wagon. And then...
Yeah, talk about that.
So Cog Hill Farm found this really cool vintage wagon, and it's all painted pretty now, and they're using it as like
it's red too, ain't it?
I don't know if it's red, is it?
They painted that wagon red.
I thought it was green, to be honest.
Oh, is it green? It might be. Okay.
Anyway, they put it up by their road for display, and like it's beautiful. They have like rock underneath it, no weeds. Like, oh, so jealous. So Lester and I got to talking about the farm truck, not the farm truck like the one we drive to do chores in, like the truck at J&L.
The old truck.
And it was in the way this weekend for something that Lester wanted to do. And I was like, I bought the grinder to start working on it. Then all of this Voodoo stuff happened. And I am going to have a really hard time getting over to JL now because all of the horses are here. So I asked Lester if we could actually haul it here to Longhorn Lester so I could get to working on it, essentially.
We're going to put it beside her greenhouse, right there on the high hill alongside her greenhouse on the rock, because we will, that's close enough to get electricity to it. Now, if you want to actually work on it, you're going to be in the sun unless you wait till the afternoon hours or until it cools off a little bit. But if we put it inside the shop, we could do that as well, just temporarily. But we'll have to have someone help us move it around when we get ready to put it in this location. I don't think that I
need it to be in the shop. I just need it to be near a power outlet.
Yeah.
And to have some light. And I mean, it's August. By the time that I probably get a chance to truly dive into it, it'll start to cool off. So yeah, that's probably going to happen because it's in the way.
It's the place where they parked it was fine for whatever they were going to do with it. That's the folks who were there before us. But once we got all of our fencing built, we kind of need a wide turn to turn into that pasture, especially if you have a trailer. Or this past weekend, we had Victory Dirt bring some dirt out and dump, and they had a really hard time getting in and out. So they're trying not to tear up our yard and go across our yard as much. They want to stay on our drive, but with that truck sitting there, it's really hard to get in and out. And so that fellow was trying to what should be a 3-point turn, made like a 13-point turn, and I'm like, sir, I'm so sorry.
So I'm gonna find. I'm not going to. Lester's going to find someone with a flatbed towing,
yeah,
and have them deliver it here so we can work on it. And then I'm going to beg my mother to come down and visit so that she can help. She doesn't know that yet. If she's watching, then she probably is like, oh boy. She probably would like to wait till it cools off a little bit, though.
Your mom would be great to help do something like that. I kind of think we should put some vinyl on there. I don't know for a fact if you have the way to do that. I know you do a lot with vinyl. But if we could put like some kind of a clear coat for the rust, but I don't want to paint it because I think it looks kind of cool, rusty.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. The rusty color really defines the truck. If you go and paint that thing a bright red or a bright green or anything else, you're going to take away a lot from the actual rusticness of the truck. But I think that we should mostly focus on the back end as far as what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And you can have a lot of fun with stuff back there.
I have a lot of ideas, and people have sent me a lot of ideas. Obviously, my original plans were to do them at JL, but the very first thing that has to happen is I have to grind down all of the old nails and then put boards on the back to be able to utilize the back side again, because no matter what I do, that is a part that I want to use.
So there's two comments that are kind of funny. Rusty with sunflowers. That's a really neat idea. That would be, and you could actually do vinyl sunflowers very easily.
Oh, I think they mean real sunflowers.
Oh, well, I mean, in the back end, that's only a few months out of the year, but you could leave it rusty and put big old bright pretty sunflowers all over it as far as vinyl decals. And you can even change those decals out. You could find decals you could pull off and peel out seasonal if you wanted to. So maybe during the spring, you could do some stuff. During the Christmas, do some Christmassy decals. Easter, all the holidays. And then you could also, in the back, you could grow stuff like a raised bed garden, also seasonal. Pumpkins during the Halloween. We could put a Christmas tree, just like a Christmas tree during Christmas. I think that would be really, really fun. And then someone says, oh, yes, Lester, you spend your time working in the back end. I don't really know why that would even be something that someone would pop up on there, but
don't encourage him.
Don't encourage. Yeah, I'm going to just let that go, Linda. Linda, funny, but I'm just going to let it go like it never happened. Now, if y'all see Jamie and I looking up and down, it's because we're actually jumping from two devices. We have a laptop here in front of us where we're reading a lot of the comments. And there's also our phone behind that we're also peeking at to make sure we don't miss anything. What's wrong?
Your hat.
This hat's not going to work either. Just give me the darn MAGA hat.
I can't. I'm
give me
sorry. I can't even.
Give me the darn MAGA hat.
Maybe just don't wear a hat.
Wear the darn MAGA hat.
Maybe just don't wear one. Could you put it on backwards? Would that help that person?
I'm not going to appease this person. It says Cog Hill Farm. It says Cog Hill Farm, and I shouldn't have to appease anybody. Sheesh, Jamie. Yeah, your mom is really good at anything crafty. And I'm just going to say this, and I hope your mom's not watching, even though last Sunday she was. But sometimes your mom will delve into a crafty project that in the real world, or at least for us, we don't have time to do stuff like that. Crafty stuff is cute, but you always know who has plenty of time on their hands from how many crafty things they like to show off. For example, all those folks on Pinterest, they're people with nothing to do. They have nothing to do, y'all, except for create crafty stuff. And so it's kind of like my sister Kim. She can sit there and no matter what she makes people think how busy she is, in real life, she just likes to create stuff. Her busyness is how much stuff she creates. And I'm like, your mom's the same way. Your mom and Kim would probably be best of friends. They would probably be best friends if they ever could meet each other.
You know what? They're very creative women, and that's what they choose to do with their time. And I love that. We have so many animals to take care of that we have no time for those things. But one day, Lester, the projects will be done and we will be finding things to do like that. At least I will be. You probably will find something else to do, and that's okay.
I don't think we'll ever really find any time on our hands unless we ever condense ourselves all onto one property where I have 1 yard to mow, one driveway to weed eat. It's just a lot. So I'm seeing a lot of people are telling us about their favorite crafts. People are into crocheting. Well, really, the comments are all over. Are you reading comments?
I'm reading a few.
I think a lot of people are already asking questions about your horse. You want to talk about the horse?
Which one?
Well, that's a good point because they're kind of all over the place with everything. We normally wait till the end of the live to answer questions, but I kind of get it. Especially, I get the part about with Voodoo. How about you talk about Voodoo?
All right. So we have been visiting Voodoo every single day. At least I have. Lester's probably joined about half of those days. Today we were up there and we were able to let him out he was out for about an hour, long enough to where he made the choice to come back in, which was nice. And we are waiting for the update tomorrow morning on sort of the discharge planning. We think it'll be one day this week, but we're not exactly sure what day or, just all the things that are entailed with that. Lester and I both have to go through a dressing change course to be able to ensure that we know how to change his wound packing and dressing and flush it. I'm confident that we'll be able to do it, but I'll be honest that I'm pretty nervous about it and nervous infection and everything else. Like right now he's in a stall to himself, and the stall is concrete with floors that are sealed, and his pine shavings get changed twice a day, and he gets bathed once a day, and special walks and special, like, he's in a pretty sterile environment where there's no dirt to roll in, and there's no like environment to conflict with everything he has going on. So I'm nervous for his ability to load in the trailer to come home, because he's scared of trailers since he hit his head in May. And then I'm nervous for after he gets home, him wanting to be back to normal with his herd and we're not going to put him back in with his herd right away. What are you doing?
I'm listening to every word. Go ahead.
So we have all those things going on. I also felt like his wound looked a little bit, I don't want to use the term worse, but it didn't look as good as it has. So I'm a little bit nervous for that update tomorrow morning. He was in good spirits today and he wanted to go out, but he got worn out fast, which was sort of in line with what I thought I saw. So more to come tomorrow morning after we hear back from his attending vet, and we'll kind of just, go from there. We're playing it by ear, day by day, and we're just gonna take it as it comes. And what the vet told me on Friday was that Voodoo's wound would probably need to be packed for 4 to 6 weeks because it's such a large cavity and because of the location of that injury.
I know you never asked this, but I think that people are enjoying, and I'm so sorry, I'm only able to keep up with the YouTube comments. I can't really reach over and tinker around with the up and down comments, but a lot of people are enjoying telling us what they do for a pastime or a hobby or a craft. That would be a wonderful question of the day for you to post. Jamie always likes to post question of the days on her channel. I've played around with that, but I just can't keep up. But please do that soon.
Okay.
Because a lot of people want to share there. And then what you should do, you can open up the ability to post a picture. I know you have that option.
Mine's open.
Is it open? So whatever y'all do, whenever Jamie will post that question of the day, you could say what you love to do, but also take one picture with your phone and then post that picture so people can see what you like to do. That would be kind of neat. And I'm sorry if I'm distracting everybody from what Jamie's saying. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to, I was just noticing there's a huge variety of what people love to do in their spare time. And I wasn't trying to knock anybody. That was not my way of trying to knock anybody. I was playing with y'all. I joke around a lot. Okay. You're very, very distant tonight. What's wrong? Tell me. Let's have a talk like no one's listening. Let's just talk like no one is really listening, even though there's a lot of folks who are listening.
There's a lot of people listening.
So you are distant, though. What's wrong, babe?
I just am thinking.
What's wrong?
This is not how it would be.
What's wrong?
If no one is listening. Don't think for 1 second
that
this is how a real conversation between Lester and Jamie goes.
Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's wrong. What did I do this time?
It's not that either. And I'm not distant. I just have a lot in my head about those things about Voodoo today. And we were leaving A&M today, and I vocalized I was like, boy, I don't know, something was different today. And then we got about an hour away and I said it again, forgetting that I said it the first time.
I called that out in a heartbeat.
Or the fact that it was just still in my brain. I'm like, I just really can't, I really can't believe how that looked today and how just different it was. And he goes, you said that when we just left. Yeah, it's on my brain. Just let me cycle through it. I don't know.
Do you know that recently someone gifted me these? Energy and focus. It's gum. I'm going to give you one, because you might need some focus. Here you go.
I can't chew any gum.
You can't chew gum because, I won't chew gum because people are going to give me a hard time for chewing and making a video at the same time. Well, energy and focus. I wonder if it comes in a dissolvable tab. Now, Jamie has been consumed with a lot of stuff, and I'll tell you what's going on. Voodoo is going to come home this week, we're pretty sure. Now, we don't know which day, but he is going to come home this week. And we've been trying, Jamie more so than me, to get everything lined out and make sure that when he gets here, it's going to be as smooth a transition as possible. The worst thing that we would ever want to have happen is him get home, and then because of our neglect or negligence, he ends up getting that thing infected and has to end up going back. So we do have a lot to learn. Jamie has already started cleaning pastures and doing a lot of things to get everything ready for him. He'll have his own spot. We're going to keep him away from the other horses for a while. We might let Ivy come by and hang out and be his companion because she loves that anyway. So I get the fact that you're kind of not really here.
Well, I'm here. I just had my brain is just racing on okay, for instance, 4 to 6 weeks of daily gauze packing changes. I don't even know where to get that much gauze from or what kind I'm supposed to get.
Is it daily?
Yes, it's every single day.
But not more than once a day?
No, it's once every single day you change it, and it's soaked in, I know it's soaked in betadine because I watched him do it the very first time.
Yeah, so what I have to see is actually how long. It's not little pieces of gauze.
No, it's like a tube. It's almost like one of those things you pull out of the box like this. And when they did it, they had a stainless steel bowl, and they filled it with water and betadine and put it in that gauze in that fluid, and then they just were literally using gloves and their hands to soak it in there. But I also know that I have to flush it, and I guess in my mind I'm like, I keep saying dirt farm, and what I mean by that is I don't have a hospital. I don't have even if we made him a stall in the garage today, there's still if you go to that hospital, there's just dirt. I mean, there's just concrete and grass. There's literally not a speck of dirt anywhere. What are you looking for?
Amazon. Do you have an Amazon app? All right. So someone just now told me what it was called. I'm going to see if it.
So I'm just probably overthinking all of it. And I am probably I'm stressing more than I probably need to. That's just kind of my jam. But
so for everyone saying it's called new gauze, I find, there you go. This might be what you need right there.
It doesn't look like that.
That says something. Is that not gauzy enough?
I don't know.
That might be what you need. I'm going to leave this here. It's called New Gauze Packing Strips. It's a 6-ply sterile, 4 inches by 12 feet long. That's probably the thing. I'm going to leave that open on your phone.
Okay.
And it's $17 for how many comes in the pack?
6.
6?
Yeah.
So there'll be 6 days right there then.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the thing. You might at least take a screenshot and show your vet tomorrow and see what she tells you about. Yes, that'll be fine. And now, if so, we can order it right off of Amazon. All right, don't get on your phone now.
Anyway. So then the other side of it is I have to become the nurse, I guess, is the best way to put it, because we have to watch his temp. We have to basically do all the things that they're doing in the hospital to watch for infection, because it's so close and so at risk, and it heals from the inside out. And so in his neck, turn your head, this is our carotid right here. It is right alongside there, and there's a huge hole this big of a hole right here that we're packing with that stuff, and it'll heal from the inside out. So no matter what, I'm always right next to his carotid artery, and I'm so nervous and terrified because the infection that could impact that carotid, what it would do would be to eat away at the tiny little bit of flesh that's around that, and it would cause him to bleed out or to get an infection in his blood that goes through his whole body and makes him not healable.
A lot of folks have neat ideas. That's what I was kind of scan through. But here's the thing. I don't think the vet is going to send him home unless she believes that he's going to get the right kind of care. Because what you're saying right now sounds darn scary.
It is scary.
But maybe it's not as scary as what you're as you're making it out to be. Because if they think they may send him home this week, then they have to know that not every facility like ours is not going to have a sterile room, and there is going to be dirt, and there's going to be grass, and there's going to be things, other animals, hay, pine shavings. So I don't know. Just before I would sit there and let it worry me and eat at you like it is, you might just talk to your vet and find out all of those things.
Here's the thing. So I work in healthcare, right? And I work in hospitals of all sizes. And the hospitals that are really big and have everything at their fingertips have no idea about the little guys who have like nothing, and where the CEO is also sometimes the person who has to hand out trays and has to do so many things.
So that's going to go back to what I said earlier about how A&M and all of the really nice horses that come through there might come from very nice facilities. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying is like, and I'm not sure, that's not a mean dig. It's just that there are a lot of people who live a very city life, I'll call it that, and have no idea about how country it can be. And that's not a dig on country people, but the thing that I say to hospitals that I work with in those smaller hospitals, those rural places, is that they're scrappy. They do what they can with what they have, and they figure it out, and they pull together, and people wear multiple hats all the time.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and ease your fears right now, because I see comments on the up and down channel and the side by side channel, and people saying the same thing. Why don't you create for him a stall in either the shop right here or the garage? Both have concrete floors, and that way he could come inside. You put the mats down so the concrete will not hurt his feet, and he just gonna have his stall not in the loafing shed, but in either the shop right here or the garage. I like those ideas. You don't like those ideas?
I do like those ideas, but it still leaves it all.
Yeah.
It's still like his life is in my hands, I guess is what I'm saying. Our hands. And that is very vulnerable position to be in. That's all I'm saying.
Friends, we're not looking for help. For those who are offering suggestions of who can help us, we're not looking for help. We're fine. There's no way Jamie's going to allow anybody. No, there's no way she'll allow anybody over here besides a vet. So thank you for those suggestions, but we're fine. I do think you'll be fine. And I also think someone over here suggested that you should write down all of your questions on a piece of paper or in your phone, and all of your concerns. Take pictures if you need to. And when you get back to see your vet tomorrow, just say, hey, I need 5 minutes of your time. I know you're busy. Give me 5 minutes, and just run through all of those questions. Show her the pictures. Tell her what your ideas are. Tell her your worries, and see what she tells you. And if she thinks, then I think that she on her own will say, you know what, let's go ahead and leave him for another week or something. Maybe.
Okay. Well, now you know where my head's at.
Okay.
Can I say where else my head's at?
Yeah.
Storm.
Oh.
What?
I thought it was going to be about me. Go ahead. Talk about Storm.
What? You don't want to lean in and be like, just tell me.
Talk about Storm.
Just tell me what it is. Well, her pregnancy symptoms are like all over the place. Like one day I'm like, she ain't even pregnant. I don't know what's wrong with her. And the next day she's out there and I'm like, oh, she's in labor right now. Like it's going to happen right here, right now. And I am just so torn by what is going on. And bless Dr. Baker, our chiropractor's heart. She messaged me about Boo and about Storm. She's like, I'm watching your YouTube. She goes, and she goes, you got a lot going on. She goes, I have a friend who does ultrasound and equine fertility, and I just wanted to know, do you want me to give you that number so she can come out and do an ultrasound and check all the things? And I was like, yes, I would. Now, I talked to this doctor, and she is coming from quite a ways, and we are out of her normal place. So she's doing it as a favor to Dr. Baker and to us. Oh, bless you.
Don't forget that Storm came to us in November.
Yeah.
So there's still a 3-month window when she could have been bred where she came from before she ever got here. So you don't have to assume automatically that it was little Dinky Daryl or one of those mini donkeys or one of them horses from across the way. More than likely it was not. This would have been something from a while back. So we don't know exactly. I mean, because no one really ever tells you the full details of what's what with some animals. But I think it's important to have the ultrasound, and at least we'll know for sure, because like you said, blood tests can sometimes come back and be inaccurate. Blood tests are not always accurate.
Right. So the no blood test is 100% sure every time. If you really want to ensure something, you got to see it. And Dr. Cochran is the one who told me that too. She goes, I can come palpate her. She goes, but even that, she goes, that's not going to tell us everything we want to know. It's going to still tell us some maybe. She goes, we really need to get an ultrasound. So we are really excited to make that happen this week. Hank, why are you sneezing?
Everyone's saying false positives. What does that actually mean?
It could be a false positive. So,
and that's from the blood test. Could be a false positive. Yeah. So blood tests are not completely 100% accurate. You need to have that ultrasound just to kind of see. And will that also show you how far along a baby is?
Ultrasound will, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, and what Dr. Cochran said is that she could very well be right there ready to do it, but the stress that has happened in the last week, horses can hold it in for up to a whole month, which is insane. So I'm not sure if she's waiting for Voodoo to be back, if she's waiting for things to calm down, but I will tell you that she's been swimming her little heart out all weekend, and she looked pretty calm. So nonetheless, we'll get some answers this week. And that blood test it's not like humans where we pee on a stick and the human growth hormone is what we see. With horses, that's a estrone level, so it is a hormone level, but it is only good if it is a certain time frame past conception. And because we have no idea when conception technically was, it could be a false positive. The weird part about that, though, is her other symptoms that tie to it, and that's an alarming thing of like, what else could it be that's making her hormones flare like this and making her have symptoms of developing a bag, developing milk, all those things. So there's a lot going on, and I have horse on my brain, I guess. And
that's fine. Well, everyone is saying, and I say everyone, there's been more than one person comment the same thing, and a lot are coming from retired or active nurses right now who are saying that this is no different than when they send a patient home with a wound. And the number one key thing is clean, sterile. Keep it clean, keep it sterile. Everything clean, everything sterile. And if I forgot anything from all of you wonderful, either former or current nurses, then that's what all people are saying, clean and sterile, because that would be the same for your horse, or if it were a human who gets sent home with a wound to be taken care of. So clean and sterile. And I do think that the only way to guarantee that might be, even though you've worked your tail off today in that smaller paddock, might be to consider the garage or the shop. I don't know. But you got this. You got this. You do. And then everyone else is saying that they really want to see some video of that ultrasound. You really got to find a way to bribe this lady when she gets here and say, hey, is there any way that we could see some video? I need a video what you're going to do, because people want to see that like crazy.
She did tell me that sometimes they have to sedate animals.
Clean and sterile. Is everyone's saying clean?
So, yeah.
To get an ultrasound done? I don't know.
It's not what you think. It's not around the belly.
Oh, it's not.
It's internal.
Oh, she has to go in. Oh.
And not where you think either.
Oral,
No.
not vaginal.
No.
Rectal, to see a baby. Are you like joking?
No.
Why are you making that face?
I'm not kidding.
Because you want to laugh. You don't even look at me.
I don't want to laugh. I
See?
Why did you do that to me? I don't want to laugh.
Jamie, why would you make
did
that kind of
to
a
me.
joke?
That's like the same Chinese lie detector weirdness, and you just like, because it's the Lester face. I shouldn't have even looked
No
at you.
one's going to go into the behind to see a baby, Jamie. That reminds me of my friend Jay and why him and his wife could never have a baby. Jamie, I think that's what you're trying to say.
Whoa. That's not what?
Nothing. Just move on. Okay. Well, that will be entertaining, but I can tell you one thing. It's not going to be able to be viewed on the up and down platform. There ain't no way the up and down channel is going to ever allow that.
What will happen is
if you want to see this video, you'll be watching it this way.
We will watch the screen, not the actual event of. And
Mr. Hank, cut it out.
I don't know why he's
if y'all want to know that
bad.
noise, it's not me or Jamie. It's Mr. Hank is sitting here looking at us sneezing on us.
I've never seen him sneeze before, and he sneezed like 20 times. He's having like a little moment here. Anyway.
Well, I tell you what, I'm at a loss of words, Jamie.
That you didn't know that, huh?
No.
I just taught you something new?
No, I had no idea, and you've taught me something new. Okay.
I did ask her, so she's also a licensed veterinarian, and she goes, "Is there any other vet care that you want done while I was there?" And I was like, "How do you feel about ostriches?" She goes, "I hear A&M does those."
Really? She said that?
I was like, okay.
Holly says you can't do that through the vaginal because it could create a rupture and lead to a miscarriage. So that, I guess it makes sense then. And there's a lot of folks who actually know what it's called. Guys, I'm so sorry. That's just not my thing. I had no idea. But wowzers. Just wowzers. Okay, so we have talked about our preparations for receiving and being ready for VOO and how nervous you are about that. And so everyone's going to keep you in their thoughts and prayers. And there's a lot of folks who say, Jamie, you got this. You got this, not to worry. We also have an amazing number of people we can contact or call if we need help or backup. You have your vets on speed dial. You have your farrier, and you have members of the family who also can be willing to come over and help and hold or whatever you need. So we're going to be fine with that. And thank for all of you guys for all of your suggestions and your well wishes. We've talked about Stormy and the fact that she's going to have an ultrasound done tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, but this week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Stormy's having an ultrasound done, so we're excited about that. And we will absolutely video all that we can. And by the end of the day, will we know on that day?
We will know in that moment.
Yeah. We'll know in that moment if she is in fact with baby and how far along baby is. Mm-hmm. So that'll be awesome. So we're going to take care of that. Thank you to Dr. Baker for suggesting and sending that lady our way. It's nice to have people in your corner who have people in their corner.
Big time.
All right. What else is going on, Jamie? We're knocking it out left and right. We're knocking them out left and right.
You had some things done at the JL that you're getting ready to work on.
I'm spreading dirt.
Well, you did some shuffling today.
I did shuffle some animals around today. So I get over to the JL to check on Sadie and check on my cows and fill up my waters and do all my things. And I see a lady, a very nice lady who's standing out in the back pasture under the shade tree. Not on my side of the fence, but she's standing at the fence. And I'm like, and I look around and I'm like, okay, there's a lady in the back pasture. She's not on my side of the fence, but she's standing along the fence. So I walk over. Now this is the bad thing. Folks over here know about that because they were the lucky ones when I was live.
Did I spill that for you? I'm sorry.
And these folks over here have no idea what's going on.
Sorry.
I am so sorry. But no, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's okay. I don't mind.
But I ruined that for you then.
It's okay, Jamie. It's okay. So what happened was it was the fella who leases the property next door. He's the fellow who runs the cows and the horses over there. He come over, and it was his daughter who, I guess he's older, so his daughter went walking around looking for his cows, two of which were over on our side of the fence. So I just happened to get there when she was there. I walked over to her. I, told her hello, introduced myself, and she said they're trying to figure out a way to get those cows back over on her side. And I'm like, they're probably going to keep coming back and forth until we fix the fences. Don't forget, we have his fence and we have my fence. And there's a DMZ that goes down the middle of them, a no man's land. A tree during a storm fell over and took out both of the fences. We have since paid for a guy to come by and cut those trees into chunks or logs, but the guy cut them too big for me to move them. I can't move them without a tractor. And so I need to get a tractor to move those logs before I can fix the fence. And I told her that. I says, in the meantime, I tried to kind of like patch it up a little bit, but the patching did not work. We already know that because the horses broke through once, and now their cows were breaking through. So, not to mention all them donkeys that kept breaking through. So, bottom line is, Lester has a major job to do. I can't really do the major job until I get a tractor over to move the logs. And so, at that point, I'll fix everything. But in the meantime, I says, not to worry. I says, what I'm going to do is take all of my cows and run them into the front pasture where the horses were. There's fresh water. There's a barn, there's a pond, there's plenty of grass. I says they'll be fine up there. So I went ahead and called all the cows up to the front, and they all come a running. Not really, that's a joke, because they wouldn't come at first. They don't listen to me anymore. They don't listen to me, they listen to their feed buggy. Wherever the feed buggy's at is where my cows go. No matter how many times I want to call them, they want to stay with that feed buggy. But I finally got all the cows up front, and I closed the gate. So now the only cows in our back pasture belong to those folks. And that's fine. I will try to get that fence fixed this week. I have to.
Cheryl on YouTube says, do you need some of that stuff that Papa uses to fix all of his
hay string? You mean hay string? I guess you mean hay string. Yeah, my dad does not throw it. He doesn't throw hay string away, because he will patch up fencing all over the place using hay string.
I think it's hilarious if people know that, though.
I actually use zip ties. I used zip ties and a couple of old gates, and I thought that would work. But problem is, zip ties, after they begin to get hot, they'll like dry rot, and it doesn't take a lot to pop them right off. So the horses running along through there popped them right off. Now, the thing is, I'm only going to fix my fence. It's not my job to fix his fence. It wasn't my tree that fell. It was his tree that fell across. But I don't know. I don't judge anybody. I try not to. I do judge, Jamie. But I try not to judge anybody. But, you really hope that if you come down to situations like that your neighbors will be equal 50-50s in trying to help out with stuff, not just show up once a month and wonder where everything's at. But we'll take care of it, and we'll get all of our cows back where they belong in no time. Our only concern right now is that we have all of our females right there and only our driveway separates all of our females from our bulls.
I'm not sure. You're going there
I'm going back tonight. I'll head over there tonight just to make sure that everything's okay overnight. And I'm a little bit nervous what I'm going to find when I get over there. But it'll all be fine. There's not going to be anybody on the road. If for some reason our bulls break out of their pasture, they'll still be inside our yard. If they break out of our yard, they'll still be in the side pasture with the horses, or where the horses were at. No one's going to break out onto the road. There's not a reason to. And the reason our cows are not leaving our property going across on their side is because we offer clean, fresh water. We offer a feed buggy full of delicious and nutritious grains.
And they already have a herd.
We already have a herd. Yeah, we have all of the things. So none of our animals had ever left our side to go to his side, but it's his that keep crossing over to ours. So Jennifer says, tell them you're going to keep them if they keep coming back. We don't want them. Juanita's cute. I like Juanita. That's the cow that has all the dark eyeliner. She wears the eyeliner, and we call her Juanita. She's so pretty with her eyeliner. but she's the only one that I have an attraction. Not like that. I haven't. You know what I mean. Toby is no longer there. No one can find Toby. No one knows where Toby's at, which is kind of funny. Can I talk about that? Or is that going to be mean? I just said I don't judge people, and if I tell that story, it's kind of judgmental, isn't it?
I don't think you should say
I
that.
can't talk about Toby. I cannot talk about Toby.
We just know we haven't seen Toby.
We ain't seen Toby. Neither have they.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
No one knows where Toby's at. But, anywho. All right, Jamie. So that's all that's going on with me. Talked about what's going on with you. Is it time for a good old Q&A?
We can Q&A it.
Let's go ahead and do our Q&A. Can you do me a favor and try to read the comments up top? Oh, that's Eugene. Eugene did get a facelift earlier this. Was that yesterday?
That was yesterday.
My days are running together. Let me grab Eugene.
I can't handle that Eugene doesn't have his legs on, and I gotta be real with you here. Like Eugene's gonna take a new form this week at some point in time.
Eugene's doing what?
Nothing.
So this is the new and improved Eugene. Jamie was a big part of this. Jamie and little Chris, who came by to help us do some farm chores. And while he was here, we went live and we did do a little decorating to Eugene. So that's the new look of Eugene. I hope you guys like it. But if you don't, not to worry. This is all this stuff peels right off. Right, Jamie?
Eugene. Mm-hmm. Eugene.
Can I put Eugene back now?
I'm begging of you, please put Eugene back.
Thank you, Eugene.
Yeah. So, funny story. Ben stayed here one night so we could go up to A&M. And Eugene had been sitting down here in the corner on the floor.
Hold on. Put Eugene in the old truck. That would be hilarious. Anyone that drives by, there's a cowboy looking at me. There's a guy looking at us. That'd be great crime deterrent. Okay. Go ahead. Talk about Ben.
Anyway, Eugene was sitting on the floor there. It would freak me out every time I walked in this room. No joke. Well, when we came back from A&M that morning, Eugene was not there. Eugene was locked in my office with his hat and hair both off already. So I guess it freaked Ben out too.
Look what Carol said. Eugene looks like a member of the rock group Kiss. I'm not going to say any names, but another lady said I wake up to my own Eugene every day. I don't know what that means. Either her husband looks like Eugene or...
Oh, I thought she meant me. I'm like, well, yeah, I wake up to...
No, a lady on the YouTube said she wakes up to her own Eugene every day. And I'm thinking, I wonder what she means by that. Does she have herself a blow-up doll? Do they make blow-up dolls of men?
Answer.
You don't know?
Maybe she has a mannequin.
Oh.
Or maybe her husband's name is Eugene.
That's what I was thinking. That's all I was thinking. I did not think that she had a blow-up doll, a man blow-up doll. I don't think they make men blow-up dolls. I hope to God they don't. Women, ladies, if you're the kind of woman who needs a man blow-up doll, then you got yourself a problem. That's sad. What would you do with a man blow-up doll anyway?
What would you do with a woman blow-up doll? Why are you turning red?
Gag. It'd be like a gag gift, maybe like a gag. You would just gag people.
You're nervous. You're tapping right now, and you're turning red. What would you do with the blow-up doll, Lester?
Nothing, Jamie. I don't do anything with blow-up dolls. I don't have any interest in a blow-up doll.
Why are you getting all nervous right now? And
I don't know, because you're looking at me. Everyone's laughing at me.
Move his hand.
Everyone's laughing at me.
Right
Stop. Just stop. People are laughing at me. We don't need that. Ben was scared of Eugene. So he took Eugene off the place we keep him, moved him into Jamie's office, took his hat and wig off, facing the wall.
Eugene was facing the wall of my office, like put in the corner in my office, hat off, hair off, and wasn't having it, I guess.
So you guys don't know this, but Ben, my nephew Ben, everyone knows Ben, I think. We love Ben. He's Tina's middle child, sister Tina. And Ben, over the last maybe couple of years, has gone through he's trying to find himself. And I think that everybody goes through this at some point. And Ben has tried to find himself through Catholicism. Did I say that right? Catholic. Yeah. Ben has became a Catholic, which is wonderful. I know nothing about I know nothing about religion at all. But what Ben does is when he comes over here, he's scared. He's terrified to be here. So Ben will go by and say prayers. He has prayers that he memorized or he looks up, and he literally goes by and tries to say prayers around the entire house because he's so terrified of everything. Am I making this up? He will not sleep in the bedroom because we don't have a door to the closet, and it's dark in there. So I guess when you lay in the bed, you can see this dark hallway that goes into our walk-in closet. Ben is scared of the bedroom, so he'll close the bedroom door. He'll sleep on the couch, and he makes sure that he goes by and does whatever the things.
Well, that's because we have been adamant about things.
Why is he so scared, Cindy? I don't know why he's so scared.
Because we've been adamant about the things that happen here and have talked about the curse of Longhorn Lesters and some of the very unexplainable events that have gone down. And when we talk about those, it freaks Ben out.
I'm not making fun of Ben, and I'm sure not making fun of anyone that practices Catholicism and knows. I don't
think it has anything to do with that prayers. Piece of it. I think.
It does, because Ben does all the stuff. He does everything. He does it all, Jamie. He does. He does everything. That? And I think he also. Never mind.
I think that it has nothing to do with that particular religion.
We love Ben, but he's terrified of this house.
Because I grew up Catholic, and Ben, I don't have the same practices. I'll go with that. So. Well,
anyway, Ben is scared to be here. So when we left and went out of town last night, we made little Chris do it.
We didn't make little Chris. Little Chris wanted to do it.
Chris wants money. Chris just wants money. Chris will do anything for a couple of dollars.
He lives right down the road, and he wanted to dog sit. We took care of all the farm chores before we left and got back early enough today to handle farm chores. So we just needed someone to
let the dogs out, let them back in.
Yeah.
And then that was last night. And then he came by this morning to do the same thing. Yeah. Let them all out to go TT and let them all back in. Because, dogs, and they're just too hot outside. So,
what does that mean?
No, that's a Jamie Lester discussion right there. I'll go ahead and tell y'all. You want to ask what kind of stuff Jamie and I talk about or argue about? You want to know this? I'm gonna show you something. Now I know that can you show that phone? What I'm showing over here?
No, I'm not doing that.
You're not gonna do it. What I just now showed the YouTube is all over this house are dogs laid out everywhere. They're laid out everywhere. And as much as I love animals, I think that you all know that I do love animals. I don't like tripping over them. I walk around like a porcelain doll. I do. I walk around like a porcelain doll. I don't know why I would say porcelain doll.
I was like,
everything knocks me down. Everything knocks me over this day.
That is so not true.
Because I walk around like this. No. I have to walk around like this because animals are everywhere.
Look where he's walking ever. He's like, there's a hose on the ground. There's a dog on the ground. What? Oh my God, my own shoes are on the ground.
When I got up just now to go get me another cap, Millie was laying there watching me, and as soon as I start walking, she runs underneath me. I almost tripped over that couch, and Christmas had to catch me. It's horrible. When you have bad knees and a bad shoulder, everything attacks you. It's like the devil. They're a bunch of little devils. They're all devils trying to work at me. And one thing that I don't want to do is take an unnecessary fall. And okay, old man stuff. Where'd that go? Did you see that? Lester is doing old man stuff. Hold on a minute. Michelle, I just want to make this very clear. I'm not old. I'm at the very beginning stages of old. I'm like the freshman of being old. If picture this, if old people were in a high school, I'm not senior level old. I'm not even junior level old. I'm not even sophomore level old. I am the beginning freshman level old. I'm old enough to where a couple of things hurt here and there. Yes, am I right? But I'm not so old that I sit around watching the news from my recliner every day with my remote in my hand.
No, it's from the couch.
I don't watch the news hardly ever unless there's something in the weather. I watch the news to see if there's anything in the weather, and then I turn it off and other stuff. So I'm only old in the fact that I have a couple of things that require ointment. Okay, fine. I need ointment, okay, on a couple of body parts, but not them body parts. Them body parts are still young.
Sweet baby
The
Jesus.
old body parts are my knees and my shoulders. Those are the old body parts that need ointment. Nothing else needs any kind of ointment. Nothing else is needed. So take away the old man stuff, but I don't like having dogs knock me over. And these dogs trip me all the darn time. I cannot sit on the couch because dogs want to come jump all over me and lay on me. And then I get up and there's dog hair stuck to me. It's all stuck in my goatee. It's coming out of my mouth. I'm spitting hair out of my rice when I'm having my lunch. And I'm sorry. I love the dogs, but I would like to love them from a window, maybe. And then when I walk out and they all want to come running, then I'm play porcelain doll, but I don't want to play doll man or dolly man inside my own home. And I'm sorry if that hurt y'all's feelings. And if y'all think differently about me now because the dogs knock me over on a daily basis, well, I'm so sorry. Fine, I'm an old man who needs ointment. What do old people call that kind of stuff? They don't call it ointment. They used to call it something else. The old people had a word for stuff like that. Not ligament. Come on.
Liniment.
Liniment. Yeah.
They sell horse liniment.
I don't need liniment, y'all. I don't need liniment.
That's not true.
I have a knee issue.
I actually almost bought you horse liniment the other day because so many people are raving about how fabulous it works on their muscles and it's made for horses. No, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
And I was like, I should buy this, but I would have to put it in a jar or something else and tell you it was something else because you would never use it. You would be too afraid that it would like overpower you because it's made for a horse.
It made me start making noises in my sleep.
Yeah.
Whoever says, Lester, you're lying. You love them dogs. I'm not denying I don't love the dogs. I do love the dogs. I don't love the dogs knocking me down. And if there's anybody on here, been gay, if there's anyone on here who has to always worry about your dogs running up and knocking you over, then you know exactly how I feel.
But hold on. None of our dogs jump up to knock you over.
No, they start chasing each other. They're not watching where they're going, and they run right up behind me. You ever been standing and someone comes up, want to be funny and like knock your knee out from underneath you and you almost fall back?
Yeah. Okay,
that's cute when you're 14, but it's not cute when you're my age, when you're a freshman into your old age.
I'm going to get you a walker.
I don't need a walker.
The kind that you can sit on.
I don't need a walker. I just need dogs to stop knocking me down.
We'll get you tennis balls on the one side of it, and then it'll allow you to like scoot around.
There will come a time when you're going to remember, I'll probably be dead and gone from old age. And you're going to say, dang, he was right. These dogs are hard to work around with. It's hard to have dogs in the house when they keep knocking you over, knocking you off your couch, knocking you down when you try to walk around the house. And it's just not fun and it's not funny. And I'm sorry. I love the dogs, but I don't love that part of dogs. And I know there has to be somebody who agrees with me. Somebody has to. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. No one cares. Well, if there's no questions and no one cares, I think we just go ahead and hang up. Just hang up.
You're done because nobody will agree with you.
No one agrees with me. Everyone thinks that
Have you ever seen that skit from Saturday Night Live of Will Ferrell saying "Get off the shed"? And it's like the old man yelling of "Get off the lawn, get off my lawn." That's what you sound like. Like it's just a dog. It's just like get off my shed, get off my lawn. Like you just.
That's how I sound.
A little grouchiness of that freshman part of.
Well, Wendy says her cat's the same way. She loves that cat, but that cat can be pretty darn annoying. So we'll just say real fast, we don't have a problem out of any of our cats. We have a lot of cats around here. Mr. Hank is the only one he's that kind of annoying, because no one else will come up while you're trying to eat and purposely put his tail in your food or in your drink.
But not because he wants food. He doesn't want your food.
He doesn't want my food.
He wants attention.
But he thinks about putting his tail right up in your face while you're trying to eat. And if you touch his tail, then he arches his back up. He'll even drop his front down, stick his hiney right up in the air.
Stop it. You stop it right now. Why are you reenacting that right now?
I'm trying to eat, and Mr. Hank's hiney is right. I'm like, oh my, Jamie, move your darn. And I'm trying to eat like this. Who can relax in a home like that? Seriously, here he comes. Watch your hands. Here he comes. For y'all who can't see, here he comes. He's not happy either.
You said his name.
Yeah, I didn't say come put his head down and hiney up for me, though.
You know how bored you would be if you had an empty house with me not nagging you or not, doing things around you.
I don't know. Me and Eugene kick it up. He doesn't bother
No
me
dogs, no cats. How lonely would you be? And bored.
I don't know. Can we try it for a week and I'll get back with you?
Sure.
What, you gonna get me up to the J&L? Let's try it for a week and I'll get back with you. Leslie says, I have 2 dogs and a small trailer. And those are big dogs she has too. So you understand, Leslie, how tough that can be.
Just hold on to the wall. We'll get you handrails.
We're gonna get handrails for me. If I don't have a scooter to get around with, it's gonna be handrails. Hey, I'm a lost cause, man. I tell you what, I'm a lost cause. Friends, we have been with you for over an hour. We do have to go, though. We love you so much. We're blessed to have you. We wouldn't trade you guys for anything. Bridget says, Lester, just shush it up. I will. I'm done, Bridget. I'm so done. Wrap it up for us, Jamie Cakes.
Y'all, we have a big week ahead. Lots of videos coming up of both things that have happened in the last couple days and things that will be happening this week. We promise to bring you along for every bit of it. I just want to say thanks so much for your support. Oh, and one last thing. We should be releasing the Voodoo t-shirts tomorrow afternoon. I have one more piece of approval to go through after the business opens tomorrow morning. And then we should get that out by evening time.
Have you talked enough about that for people to know what we're talking about?
Maybe not.
So I talked about it on my Lunch with Longhorn Lester on Friday. We mentioned it. And then we talked about it a little bit more yesterday on our morning Saturday coffee live. But listen, we are not really in the business, y'all, for asking for money. We try not to do that. We try to take care of things ourselves. But if we do have a need, then we'll do some kind of a fundraiser. And we're going to do a Voodoo shirt. And this is only if you are in the position and you want to have a Voodoo shirt. I think it's going to look like a t-shirt. It's going to say, I'm a survivor with Voodoo.
No, it'll be.
Huh?
It'll be full.
It's a V-neck?
So there'll be a few options. A regular t-shirt, a V-neck, a tank top, but it'll say, I'm a survivor sanctuary, and then it'll have Voodoo underneath of it, and it'll still say on the back.
On the back, because we're all survivors of something.
Yes. So it is the first sway from our original shirt. We've only ever made I'm a Survivor Sanctuary shirts with the exact same logo, style, everything. So this is the very first one of our animals to ever go on.
Yeah, this is something new for us. The only of our animals to ever find itself onto a shirt.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? How much money this A&M trip's going to cost us? Sorry, y'all. Yeah. Hey, and I'm selling my boat. So, and I'm not even arguing. I'm not even complaining about it. I am doing it voluntarily. Yes. So there we go. We love y'all so very much. We're super blessed to have you guys joining us and hanging out with us for a little bit. And there's going to be some really neat videos coming up, especially the ultrasound video, bringing Voodoo home video, to name a few. Yeah. So you guys keep watching, and we'll get back with you tomorrow on that shirt. Yeah. Is it going to launch on I'm a Survivor Sanctuary?
I plan on launching it on all the pages.
On all the pages. That would be YouTube and Facebook? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Thank you guys for watching.
We love y'all so much. Have a safe week. And we'll talk to you very soon.
Wait, Florida people,
Oh, yeah.
they
Stay
have a
safe.
hurricane or a
Yes.
storm. Either, I don't know what day's going to hit. What day, Florida people? What
my
day's it going to
gosh.
hit?
This is the most Texas goodbye ever.
Well, we need to keep them on our thoughts. Is anyone from Florida who can tell us what day you're looking at getting all that rain? I don't know for a fact, but from yesterday when I watched them,
Tuesday.
it's going to happen on Tuesday, tomorrow or Tuesday. Oh, someone's saying even tonight.
I bet you it depends on where they're at because it's probably going to sweep across.
It is going to sweep across. Friends, Florida. I should have talked about that at the beginning of the hour, and I totally let it slip. I'm so very sorry, but we got you guys in our thoughts and prayers, and everyone keep Florida in your thoughts. You guys follow the warnings. Go to higher ground if you need to. Stay off the roads. Shelter in place. Roads are a lot more dangerous than what your home is. And if you have to leave, do so before it floods, not after or during. So that's advice that I have learned myself. All righty. Thank you, guys. And good luck, Florida. We love you. We'll see you on the other side of this thing.
All right. Good
Can
night,
you do that one
y'all.
over there, bud? All right.